Hi Stitchers, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Stitching with Nicole. It is Thursday, April 3rd, 2025. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a special Stitching with Nicole episode where you're going to decorate with me for Easter. My son just brought up the boxes that with Easter decor, whatever I didn't already have out or that wasn't like new, but I really haven't set up anything. So before too much more of this month gets away from us, we're going to go ahead and get that out. Plus I'll show you all of my previous Easter finishes. Full disclosure, you're seeing this on the 3rd. I'm actually doing all of this and filming this on the 2nd, as I like to do. So a lot of that will be time-lapsed for you. And, you know, I'll stop periodically. We'll talk about some of Easter things. It's always a good opportunity. I kind of feel this way with any holiday or season. I use it as an opportunity to go through my stash and weed out anything I don't want. I usually just have a box ready to go that I can then just go dump off at the Goodwill. So, anyway, that is what we're going to do. I have been stitching up a storm, so I will talk a little bit about some stitching. I don't think I was able to get anything FFO'd this week. No, I wasn't. Been working full force on prepping for my next in-person event. This one is a stitching related event. So I am going to the spring break retreat in Michigan for Chantal's 141, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. I have designed something for that, and all the preparations are well underway for that event. It is a finish focus event. Super excited. It is the first weekend in May. So I think there's some spots still left. If you are able and want to come hang out with us for the weekend, it is a fun retreat weekend. Obviously you can free stitch, but we are going to do some fun projects as well. And I would love to see you there. I did attend the Startathon at LINDY'S Stitches last weekend. So much fun. If I was able to stitch in a room with you guys for a little bit, thank you. It was really nice to like put faces with names for several of you, and also to just spend time with some stitchers that I recognize your name, or we have conversed or talked, or you're part of my Patreon, whatever the case may be. So that was really, really fun. I do have a full finish. I did finish the Pink Velvet Pear Needlebook by Stacey Nash. I started and finished it during the Startathon. And if you didn't partake in the Startathon for LINDY'S Stitches, that was, it started Friday evening, the doors opened Friday evening, and it was only Saturday. So I actually stitched the full thing after work on Friday. Now granted, I did stay up till 12:30. I stitched the whole little hedgehog, and then Saturday morning I got up and I FFO'd it, and then I started Coco's Garden later in the day. So that was really, really fun to be able to fully to start, stitch, finish, FFO. Really, really fun. So I did do that. So I do have an FFO to share. The other thing I want to mention, tomorrow, the registration opens for the spring mingle at LINDY'S Stitches. It is the first weekend in May. It is with Kathy of Hands On Design, and she has an amazing project. I am going to sign up to take the class. I won't probably be able to attend, it live, but you do get 30 days to finish watching. There is not a kit that gets mailed out. It is a product list. All of the products are very easily available to kit up yourself, is what Steph and Kathy have said. So I am going to kit it up, stitch the design, and then I will watch Kathy's video after the fact so that I can put together her sweet little bee. I don't know, it's not a biscornu, and I don't really know that it's a mattress finish. I'm sure she's going to tell us all the things, but it is absolutely adorable. I'm going to pop a photo in right here for you to see, and I will have a link. Grab the link, sign up for it if you're at all interested. You can take that from the comfort of your own home, and it's going to be very exciting and great. Kathy, I know I've mentioned this many, many times. She's an incredible teacher. Oh, and that leads me to something else I wanted to mention. I got so many questions asking me for links to the Kathy I was talking about in my last video, because I mentioned that, she just has the best finishing. And it's Kathy of Hands On Design. I am sorry I did not mention that in my last video. So I will link to her website and her Flosstube down in the description below, as well as the Spring Mingle link here. That will be at Lindy's Stitches, which is the next virtual retreat from Lindy's Stitches. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and start decorating. Okay, we're going to talk about my previous Easter finishes so far. And I'm always surprised about how many more that I have than what I think. So first up, I know I made these last year. These are some big fabric carrots. I do have a video. I'm going to link it for you right here, as well as down in the description below. But I love them, and I made them because I made this is a pattern from Fig Tree Quilts for these. But I made this little double-sided tag here. This is a crafty blue bonnet design. I know I used all of my own floss for this because I did use some variegated overdyed floss, and I turned that little double-sided rabbit there into a little tag. So super, super cute. This is going to be some sort of a bowl filler. Next, I did this Cherry Hill Stitchery pillow. This is, I think it is called Hope, and there is a video tutorial for this as well on how I did this pillow finish. So if you're interested, and I did do my own little covered button there for this, but super sweet and cute. Love this as well. This is one of my first, looks like I need to do a little rearranging. We'll do that here in a minute. One of my first hands-on design projects. This is called More Chocolate Bunnies, finished on the Perpetual Pocket, I think, paddle from Chantal of 141 Design. My picks, I think, were from Hobby Lobby. It's been a couple years now. I did cording around it, did a covered button, and just so cute. The bunny tails do have little teeny tiny buttons, and it is the perfect little Easter piece. So, so cute. Did stitch this with the sulky threads called for on the called for fabric. So everything about this was called for. It needs a little fluffing because I just took it out of the box. Then companion piece for More Chocolate Bunnies is the Hop On In, because it uses the same thread pack. So I did stitch this and turn it into a cute little pillow. basically followed the same style as the Hope pillow for this one. Or the Hope pillow followed this one, either way. Also in this box, and I missed out on displaying this. I forgot that I didn't get out. First of all, how many St. Patty's Day decorations do I have? Actually, that's a lie. I have two. I have this, and I have the little felt shamrocks that my friend Lori stitched me. But I did finish this little lucky spool from April of Crafty Bluebonnet Designs. I made this little teeny tiny pillow. It's actually one of my favorite little finishes. Absolutely love it. Some Jersey Girl Stitch Co. pens. Just super, super cute. I'm pretty sure I used all whatever floss I wanted to for this one as well. You know, I did what I wanted, basically, but that is the lucky spool from Crafty Bluebonnet. Okay, then, it's been a couple years ago, but Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher and I did a stitch along with the, what is this called? It's Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. The Rabbit and the Rose. It came to me. We did a stitch along, called for fabric, called for floss, made it into this sweet little pillow. Absolutely love it. Beautiful Lady Dot chenille trim here. And that is the Rabbit and the Rose by With Thy Needle and Thread. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, I made some egg bowl fillers. They could also have a little string in them and be ornaments on an Easter tree. These are some felt Easter eggs. I do have a video tutorial for these, so I will link this down below as well. Then last year, I'm just gonna do a little shifting. This is filled with crushed walnut shells. This is Mrs. Bunny Tail from With Thy Needle and Thread. It's a little stand-up rabbit with the stitching. Look at this. I know this stitched up really fast. It actually finished really easily. I have a few more of these I would like to do, but I want a whole collection of these little rabbits. I just think they're the cutest. So that is Mrs. Bunny Tail. And then last year we did the Biscornu Sow, and I stitched the summer one in the stitch along itself, but I did an example in all of the seasons, or I at least worked on an example. No, I had an example for all the seasons, and this is the spring one, stitched to match the folk, the spring folk paddle, which I have not finished yet, but it's stitched on 32 count driftwood by Fabrics by Stephanie with the same colors as the spring folk pattern, made into this sweet little Biscornu. I mean, I just love, love, love this. It turned out adorable. These pins were from one of Alicia the Fanciful Flamingo's Favorite Things boxes. They just matched this perfectly. And I could not love this more. So if you haven't made a Biscornu, check out my playlist right here. Okay, I think that is it for previous finishes, unless I find something else. So let's start decorating. Okay, so it took me about 2 hours, but I also had 2 phone calls in that time to get everything pretty much decorated. I just saw something I forgot. Just some throw pillows, that's fine. But I'm gonna take you around to each of the little vignettes that I put together and show them to you. So first, we are gonna do the one, my buffet table. Please ignore the boxes that the boy needs to carry downstairs for me. This is my buffet table. Right when you come in my front door, I put a Target table runner down here. This dough bowl is ginormous and it is from Amazon. I will link it. I absolutely love, love, love it because it's so nice and big, like, and it's wide too. I know it's full of stuff, but I have like picks and garland, huge bunnies. These are some Pottery Barn bunnies I've had for years. It has this big, beautiful tulip plant. It's faux tulip. I've had these for years as well. I got them at a boutique where I used to live. I absolutely love these. And then it has a huge candlestick with a big base in it. Plus it has my little Cherry Hill stitchery things in here. I put some stitches in. I just kind of tried to mix them in. This is a cute little bunny gourd that my friend Donna gave me last year. So just kind of show you, like, and I tucked in some little carrots. These are extra greenery picks. I think they were from Target. I just tucked in this little sign, obviously my new Cherry Hill Stitchery sign. And then this one is actually outside of the dough bowl. And then I put a few extra bunnies. But I really love how this turned out. I think it turned out so, so pretty. Okay, so let's go over, you're gonna have to ignore my cross stitch mess, but that's real, right? That's why you're here. Here's my pillows that I haven't put anywhere yet. We'll worry about that in a little bit. So here underneath my TV, this bowl is actually I'm going to put another little display, I think, in here. I haven't done that yet, but in this dough bowl, I put in some like tulip picks. I put in my big fig tree quilts, carrots, and my crafty blue bonnet bunny, plus that Cherry Hill Stitchery little stitch. My Biscornu's peeking out over here too, but lots of, just bunnies. I like the mix of different textures in my bowls. So that's kind of what I was going for. And then up on my mantle, this, I love, love, love these eggs. I got this white one and then the blue one over here. I got those at Walmart last year and they're like some of my favorite things. I mean, you can see the beautiful design. When it gets dark, they're really pretty as well. I just mixed in, again, florals, bunnies. I think this egg thing was from, it might have been Target, but I think it was Walmart last year. I got a bunny in there. I do know that the little villages in my cloches are from Target this year. Cute. I like to kind of fill my cloches with something seasonal. And then this year, so this blue egg up here I got last year, but this year from Walmart, they had the little bunny that matches. And so I just replaced my battery operated candles with these battery operated eggs for Easter season. Okay. So next, let's go over to the kitchen area. This is like my main living area too. So living room, kitchen, dining, all kind of together. Up high. So up above my cabinets, I always like to decorate up here, and I just put another big plant. I have two of these. So I put the other one up here to fill in. It may have gotten too close actually. And then I have like some cute little lettuce dishes, big giant carrots, trays, just anything to give height and to fill in that area is what I go for up there. Which if you've seen any of my decorating video or photos before, you'll notice. So some of the pieces, like with the cabbages and bunnies, are from probably like TJ Maxx or Home Goods or something, but I think it's down here, the teapot that's up there and the little egg tray are from Target this year. I know it's kind of hard to see. I probably should have gone on a I should have got on a step stool. I didn't. So that stuff is all up high. I just like to fill that in, but I try to fill it with bigger things for the most part because it's up high and so it has more of a presence, I guess. Okay, on my dining room table. So my placemats are from Home Goods, I think, from like 4 or 5 years ago. My tray on my table, I just switch this out seasonally. A lot of times I do keep these vases. I did rip off the bow off my bunny and I'm going to replace it with something, so stay tuned for that. These carrots are from Walmart last year and I love them. I don't know where I got these. Maybe the Target dollar spot last year or the year before or the year before that. Somewhere. I just kind of collect them as I go. Florals are from Target, from Hearth and Hand. Vases, I think, are there. I know they're Target. I think they're Studio McGee. Okay. And then over here, this is going to be in a video, but I'm going to replace the florals on this. I talked about this in one of my Stitching with Nichol episodes. Mug rack is kind of empty because no one come for me. But the Rae Dunn mugs are no more. I've kind of decided seasonally, a lot of them are going away. I only had like 3, I think, maybe 4 for Easter, and I just gifted those away. So, which is fine. I mean, I can only drink out of 1 mug at a time, and Ethan doesn't drink coffee. So, anywho, so cute over here. I'm gonna come up close. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna upcycle it a little bit. This is I really love this mug, and it was from Joann's from several years ago. No more Joann's. And then my little shelves over here have really cute little vignettes. Target this year, but I filled it with carrots. The little carrot tray back here is from the Target dollar spot from a couple years ago. More little fabric carrots. Stitching. I try to just, again, get lots of texture with how I display. And then in my little box, you might remember from Christmas, from my Vlogmas series, this time I put the little faux grass in here, some little bunnies. I'm pretty sure they're Target dollar spot from a year or 2 ago. Some tulips, and then I put in my Rabbit in the Rose stitch. So really fun. And I think that's it. I think I've shown you everything. I have a few things to put away, you may have seen in the background, but we're going to put the storage totes away. I'm going to show you what I stitched this week, talk about a little bit of Enable Vision, and have some giveaways next. One thing, my friend Lori gifted me this plate the other day, like last week. I love it. The reason I forgot it, it's sitting right here on my counter. It's the only thing besides my throw pillows that I haven't put up. I think I'm going to put it on my mantle, but I need to get a plate stand for it, and they're in the basement. So when I take the boxes down, I'll get a plate stand and put it up there. But isn't it so pretty? I just love it. She got it when she was somewhere. I just love it. I love, love, love white anything. So thank you, Lori. But I did want to mention that because I just noticed it. All right, everyone, decorating is all done, supper is all done, cleaned up, put away. Time to talk about what I stitched this last week. Starting with some super dirty glasses. No, starting with what I FFO'd this last week. So I mentioned earlier that I finished the Pink Velvet Pear needle book from Stacy Nash Designs, part of the Startathon. From Lindy's Stitches, and I'm going to show it to you. Oh, I've got just fuzzies everywhere. I need to lint roll it. Now, here is the picture of the needle book. A couple of things. The model was stitched on 36 count. I actually chose 40, and I'll show you why. I did try to make it slightly smaller. I probably could have gone even a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I left off this little tab here, and there should be like a button on the back to secure the pin cushion. I likely am not going to use it. Pin cushion, needle book. I'm likely not going to use it. and even if I do, I'm okay with not having that little button closure. And then see how it has texture to it. Stacy roughed up the velveteen with some scissors and then used some dissolved walnut crystals to age it. I do think I may try to age it. I'm going to do it on a sample of the velveteen. Friends in the stitching rooms during the startathon were like, if you have some scraps, use the scraps. I was like, oh yeah, duh, smart. So I'm going to use the scraps, see if I like it before I take it to this. But here is my finish. So here is the needle book. There is the adorable little hedgie. And then back and front are velveteen. The insides are a beautiful linen. This is 40 count Bryce Beauty from Count on Linens. I shared it several months ago. I got it from Count on Linens on Etsy, that and a couple other colors. And it was just the perfect color, right? It matches the rhubarb velveteen perfectly. Hand stitched all of this. You can see I cut a little piece of wool felt and rolled it, made my little stem, just stitched it up the side there, cut a little leaf, and I stitched it onto the front of my needle book. And as I stitched, I did pull and kind of squeeze a little bit to give it a little bit more texture. I didn't want it to lay super duper flat. But 1/2 on the with the called for threads, and this is the Pink Velvet Pear Needle Book from Stacy Nash. This was a new release for Market 2025, and I have a start, finish, and FFO. Super excited about that. So fun. I did have a finish, and it was actually a start and a finish since last week. I had not really intended for this to be my finish. I had intended Cottontail & Co. to be my finish. I'm still plugging away at the fill-in on that, but I'm okay. I felt like starting this, so I did. I saw Whispered Stitches on Instagram. I saw Sandy stitch the Grandma's Candy Dish from With Thy Needle and Thread on a lavender type of linen, and it inspired me. I had already pulled this out in my hopeful pile to stitch this year, and so I had pulled 36 count, I think it's wild coneflower. I will make sure that whatever it is here on the screen, from Color and Cotton. It was one of my monthly color linens, and I went ahead, all of the called for colors, and stitched Grandma's Candy Dish on that linen. Let me flip the camera around. So here is the stitch. I do need to add the beads. I have to run to Hobby Lobby and pick up the beads, and I'm going to do that tomorrow, and then I'm going to FFO this. But I love it. I mean, everything from the beautiful stitching here, the decorative stitching, to the little lazy daisies for the ribbons hanging the eggs from the branch to the little chickies. I mean, it's just perfection. There is quite a lot of little back stitching type of lines. You can see in the little chick's wings, the whiskers, obviously the basket, and the little strings on the eggs. Now, I do want to talk about the 2 rows right here and the 2 rows here. Everything about this was 1/2, but in the directions, Brenda says to use 2/2 to really make the top and the bottom of the candy dish stand out. So I did that. Look at that face. I mean, how cute is that? And then I did use the Whisper Floss for the tail. I need to rough it up, but I'm going to do that after I have FFO'd this into the little pillow to add to my Easter displays. So excited to have another new Easter stitch to display. this season. So again, this is Grandma's Candy Dish. I believe this was a 2024 release from With Thy Needle and Thread. And I just want to say thank you to Sandy for the inspiration to switch up my linen color. This really soft pastel lilac lavender linen was just perfection. I love it for my stitch. Because I started and finished, well, really 2 new stitches last week, plus I did start 2 other things since I've been here last, I did not get all the fill in on the Scattered Seed Samplers, Cottontail & Co. If you were here last week, I had the fill-in for the grass and the fill-in for my beautiful bunny left to do. So let me show you what I have gotten done. I've been doing about 2 to 3 strands a day. Well, not every day, most days. But it takes, as you know, more fill-in than you think. Plus my strands are short. Funny fact, I have kind of found that shorter strands work best for me. I have a lot less fraying of my floss, but I have made it, you can see all the way over here, I am doing 1X at a time. This is on 36 count treasure map by Color and Cotton. All of the called for except for the pink. Instead of the DMC that is called for, I used Weeks Sanguine, and I love it. But I definitely need to get this filled in and FFO'd. It's just beautiful. I can't get over how much I love this stitch. I just think it is stunning. So hopefully my goal is to finish this off tonight. Maybe do a little bit or see if how far I can get on here. But this is Scattered Seed Samplers, Cottontail & Company. 1 strand over 2, 36 count treasure map by Color and Cotton. Called for colors except for Sanguine. And love this one as well. And it actually is quite a bit bigger than, not that I thought. I saw the sample. I showed you guys that last week. But I've seen it framed. Obviously it's framed on the model here. But the model at Silver Needle was a pillow and I love it. And I did order some ribbon trim from Lady.Creates to go ahead and finish this. Fully finish it. Okay, let's talk about other new starts. So when I finished the Pink Velvet Pear Needle book from Stacy Nash during the Startathon, I went ahead and started something else. And I kind of kept it to just starting a couple of things, even though I kitted up a lot. You saw those in my last video. Fully intend on starting all of them at some point, but I was kind of just working slowly, I suppose I want to say. Or maybe not slowly, but not starting a million things, even though I have them all to start, and I likely will start them here over the next few weeks. I have another one to share after this, but I decided to start Coco's Garden by Teresa Kogut. This was one of my very first purchases of Market 2025, and I loved this stitch. So let me flip around here and let's talk about Coco's Garden. So the model was stitched on 40 count fabric. I too am stitching on 40 count, and I want to put these here side by side. I am not using the called for fabric. I believe it is Bray by, I will just tell you. It is Bray by Needle and Flax. Okay, so it's a little darker than what I have here. And I know last week I told you guys that I was going to use Patriots Brew because I was trying to use a darker linen. I actually started it on Patriots Brew. I stitched this whole little corner. And maybe into this even. And I will tell you, actually, let me grab it. I didn't pick it out. Okay, here is a super good example. Okay, see how I picked all of my own colors, and I have had a couple questions. I will share with you guys, but please understand it's a work in progress. I will share all of the colors I pulled Just please be aware that I could switch them at any time if I think they don't work. But I am happy with them so far. So the only called for color I'm using is Gingerbread by Classic Colorworks for the bunny color. But I started on the Patriots Brew and the colors weren't what I wanted them to be. This is a beautiful fabric. It'd probably be fine if I used the call for DMC, but I chose to use these overdyes by Color and Cotton. This was doing nothing for me. So I went ahead and decided to restart it. No harm in that. I restarted it on 40 Count Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax instead, and the color is perfect. Yes, my pastel colors are still pretty light. I'm actually very okay with it. The bunny's standing out the way I want it to. Let's talk about the colors I've used so far. So the overalls are Color and Cotton Beanstalk and Nutcracker Prince. That's the darker color in here, and at the cuffs, the little design. The light color is Beanstalk. Haven't used Quail yet. Lavender Gray is the little purple scarf or ribbon around the bunny's neck. I love Lavender Gray. Turned out beautiful. Gingerbread, of course, from Classic Colorworks is the bunny color. Hazel is the darker shading color where the arms meet the body. It might be a little dark, but I think we're just going to go with it. Up on the Rooftop is the black for the eye and the detail on the nose, as well as the detail on our bee. Mica and Toadstool are my two colors for the flower. So the flower and the little buds. The little buds are Mica, the dark part is Toadstool. The yellow of the bee, which it's one stitch here, it's not really going to show all that great. I think it will show up better when we stitch the little egg, but that's Toasted Marshmallow. And then my greens, the letters are all Dewdrop, the vine is a Dewdrop, and the darker green is Aloe Vera. Now I picked my colors based on how they work together, as well as trying to match them to similar colors in this stitch. I'm super happy with this so far. I don't foresee many changes, so I will list these colors down below, but I just want to warn you that I could possibly make changes and I don't want anyone to be mad if that happens, because I'm kind of stitching as I go, and yes, I am doing it pretty much a one-to-one conversion, or I am. I'll show you. Let me look at my book and make sure I'm not really giving anything away. I actually wrote in my book what I'm using. There you go. There is one I'm not using, and I'm probably reusing one of my other colors, but I love this. As soon as Cottontail & Co. is finished, this will be my next Easter focus. And I really hope to get that little basket done this season. I just love this stitch so much. Teresa does amazing bunnies. So good. So Coco's Garden by Teresa Kogut. So I decided for Easter month, each week, I'm going to give myself a new start. A new Easter start, because I pulled a bunch of Easter charts. I know I talked last week that I am all about the Easter stitching this year. I don't know, or springtime stitching, all about the bunnies. So I'm going to give myself a new start every week. I think that will also help the overwhelm. I realize I've had a lot here, but on April 1st, I gave myself another one of my Nashville Needlework Market New Starts, Hop into Spring by With Thy Needle and Thread. And of course, it's on this beautiful Frilltastic board from Chantal's 141 Design, which I do have. And I'm using Called For Everything. I am stitching this on 36 count Pyrite by Cedar River Linens. All of the called for floss, 1 strand over 2. I started down here in this bottom corner, and you can see that I have worked and I'm working on outlining my bunny. So I just spent a little time working on this yesterday, which I know you're seeing this on the 3rd, but I did my stitching on the 1st. I haven't stitched on it since then. And cannot wait to get back to it. And this is what I'm talking about, the hopping bunny, very similar to Cottontail & Co., which I love. And Brenda has several other charts with a similar bunny. But, oh, I love it. This fabric is phenomenal. I love Cedar River Linens linen. And this is Hop into Spring by Brenda Gervais. So Enable Vision for this week is somewhat pitiful. I mean, it doesn't need to be grand every week, right? It really doesn't. I got my fabulous fabric from Kitten Stitcher. So I did order for the Spring Fragment from Shakespeare's Peddler. I got the 40 count dark soil linen. I mean, you guys, this is stunning. I hope I love stitching on it because it is so beautiful. And I also hope I love stitching on it. I did buy the 40, that's the called for. But I bought it in 36 as well. Look at the color difference. Do you think it's going to show? This is the 36. This is the 4. I think 40 is a little darker. But I love it. Now, it smells fantastic too. I don't know what they used, but okay, smell-o-vision over. Anyhow, so I got my 2 cuts of fabric from Kitten Stitcher. Awesome. Now, I'm going to use the 40 for that tiny little fragment. So I have lots of fabric left, obviously. I also bought some other fabric because I'm trying to find the fabric that I want to stitch on something that Holly Jones of Mrs. Jones Stitches and I want to stitch together. So from Lindy's Stitches, and I'm going to tell you I'm a different stitcher now than I was when I started my Moments in Chalk. Should I just pop in a photo? Project that I still need to finish. If I was stitching it now, I'm not starting over. I'm way too far. But if I was stitching it today, I would have, I probably would have just kept with the 32 count gunmetal linen from Weeks Dye Works that I did originally have and then cut up. I cut wrong. I probably would have gone back to it, honestly, but I had cut the fabric wrong. I don't know why I did that. Such an idiot. And so I went to charcoal gray Lugana. I am looking for dark fabric, so I got 36 and 40 gunmetal linen from Weeks Dye Works, just because I don't have a lot of dark in my stash, and I've noticed there's a real trend to some dark stitching. So I picked up both of these. They're options. And then I did get the rest of some of this is not new. I got the rest of my floss for this stitch. It's the Mary Bovee sampler. This photo is hideous. Please don't look at this. Please look at the photo that I'm popping in right here. This model that was at the Silver Needle is what made Holly and I want to stitch this. So the size of this is 169 by 133. It's absolute, I don't even want to show you this because it doesn't look anything like that. It's gorgeous. Just look at the photo. Look at the pretty photo. And I'm looking for a dark fabric. The model was stitched on 36 count, 32 count, Murky by Picture This Plus. I'm not a huge Murky fan. I had Murky. I've seen beautiful things stitched on it. I think gifted mine in a giveaway at some point. I don't love it. So I'm looking for something with a little less modeling to it, if you will. I'm going to flip my camera. I'm going to show you what I've pulled. I haven't even showed Holly yet. So first of all, I had this in my stash. This is 36 count Spooky Ookie. And I actually stitched this little Be Mine from Hands On Design in the corner that I need to finish into an ornament. So I had pulled this, but I think it's a little too steely blue for what I want. So this is kind of a no. And I really figured that I would use either the 36 in gunmetal here, although I think that this gunmetal is a little too dark as well. So what I really think is going to get used is the new dark soil from Shakespeare's Peddler from Kitten Stitcher. What do you guys think? Give me a vote down below. I'm telling you right now, my vote is dark soil, but you guys vote. I did pull or get all of the called for floss. It's all Gentle Arts floss. And Holly and I are going to start this. I'm sure I'm going to post about it. I'm sure we'll have like a hashtag or whatever. Join us if you want to join, but again, this photo is just absolutely terrible. Please just look at the photo that I pop on the screen. Because that photo does not make me want to stitch that at all. The model does make me want to stitch that. Okay, so probably it's dark soil. I think dark soil might be my new favorite color of linen. It's good. It's so good. So we've had a brief costume change. I actually didn't get quite everything filmed on the 2nd, so it is the 3rd. Thus, new makeup, new outfit. But I forgot to add a couple things to my Enable Vision segment. One thing is some things that Fat Quarter Shop sent me. The other is my mail came at 7:30 this morning, and so I actually have a couple of additional things to add to Enable Vision. So let's do that first. That is my order from Farm Girl Dry Goods came. I forgot I ordered a couple things. So I picked up a French Rose Marie Vallée, and this is Running with Needles and Scissors. And this piece I saw Sean the Periwinkle Stitcher share on her Flosstube, and so I did pick this up. I think it's so pretty. I'm still looking for the Gloriana silk for this, which is flamingo, and I cannot find it in stock. I am signed up for notifications, so I'm probably okay. I got plenty to stitch. But anyhow, I did pick this up. I just thought it was really, really pretty. And then I did get several pieces of Cactus Wren, Fox and Rabbit, I believe, right? Yeah, it is Fox and Rabbit. I got 36, and I want to make sure I put them back because it's not on the linen, and 40 in Cactus Wren. Just like this was one of the new colors from Market, and I decided I wanted to add that to my stash. I think this is a beautiful dark color. Anytime there's something white to stitch on, this will show up beautifully, I know. And then I did pick up a piece of 36 count baked clay. Okay, now that really is it for my personal Enable Vision. Then Fat Quarter Shop sent me a package, and I just had it setting in the wrong spot, so I completely forgot. But the new set X of Lori Holt stitch cards is here. Prairie themed, which I know goes with, I think that new book is Prairie, right? I know they sent it to me a while back. Really beautiful. I love her stitch cards, so we have those. We have the new seed packet chart, Violets. And we have Feeling Sheepish from Kim Deal. And obviously, again, stitched to go on a bag here, but I didn't show these already, right? I feel like I had other ones last week. Doesn't matter. So anyhow, super, super fun. Okay. Then they did send a few quilt patterns as well. Those were the cross stitch. The quilt patterns, we have Fetch. We have Bramble Blossom. That's a really cool block. I like that one. And we have our Not Today. I like how it's a not like not today. You know, not today, Satan. Sometimes I have to say that. Anyhow, very cool. All right. I'll be right back with giveaway winners and this week's giveaways. Giveaways. First, anything before Flosstube 104 is null and void. So I had several old things. I have just taken them off of the winner list. I've not heard from the winners. So definitely check down in the description for Flosstube 104, 105, 106, 7. A lot of those, I can't remember what all ones I have outstanding. It'll be whatever's current will be listed down below. Otherwise, those giveaways have been gifted. But anything prior to that, null and void. So, because those are old, and I'm not holding on to them forever. I've actually redone my giveaways and like gone through a bunch of stuff. I have a lot of new stuff that has come in. I think there's some other things coming, and I am working on kitting up giveaways, and even, I know it's really far out, but prepping some really good ones for Vlogmas 2025, and just through giveaways throughout the year. So again, thank you guys for all of you who donate such lovely prizes for giveaways here on my channel, who are either cleaning out your stash and you need somewhere to gift it, or you want to share your stash with other stitchers. I truly appreciate it. It really is lovely, and it definitely goes to bless others in this community. So Flosstube 107 winners. We had 2 giveaways for this, and the first one is the cross stitch giveaway. I had a cross stitch and a quilt giveaway. So for the cross stitch giveaway, we had some charts from Fat Quarter Shop, and I also am gifting some wonderful 14 count Ada, and the winner of this is Elizabeth K. Elizabeth, if this is your comment here on the screen, please email me at this email address shown right here or listed down in the description below with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get your prize in the mail to you. Congratulations. Next, I had a quilting chart bundle. This bundle, you were to use the word flag because it has, like, I'm hoping I'm not going to kick myself for not keeping this pattern, this quilt pattern, but the beautiful Americana flag pattern from Lori Holt, another Lori Holt pattern, and a couple more from Fat Quarter Shop. The winner of this is Cindy Richards. Congratulations, Cindy. Again, please email me, if that's your comment, please email me with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get these mailed to you. All right. Today, we have 6 giveaways. As I mentioned, I've been going through repackaging things or gathering things together, making bundles, and I want to share those with you guys today. I figured, why not? Please like my video, subscribe to my channel. Please be a U.S. resident for these physical prizes only at this time. And I think that's it. I do use a random comment picker to choose the winners. So you need to leave the keyword that I use here and I show on the screen somewhere in your comment. You can leave all of the keywords. If you're interested in multiple prizes, you can leave the keywords all in one comment. You do not need to leave a separate comment for each. And again, I do use a random comment picker. So whatever it spits out is what it spits out. You need to leave your comments on YouTube, not email me personally. All right. So there's a combination of either quilt bundles. I have separated them. So there's either quilt bundles or cross stitch bundles. And we're just going to see what I pull because I really don't know. I do package them all up, so I have found this keeps me a lot more organized. Okay, first up we have a cross stitch bundle, and it is going to include this new Feeling Sheepish charts from Kim Deal and Fat Quarter Shop, both the Violets and Daisies seed packet charts from Fat Quarter Shop, and the natural Ada that you can use to stitch these, and honestly you could probably stitch this on it as well. If you are interested in this bundle, please use the word seeds somewhere in your comment. I know it's springtime, but summer will be here before we know it. So I have this wonderful little Stitch Quarterly to share with you. This was sent to me from a viewer. And you know with the Stitch Quarterlies, you get all the things. So you're getting the wonderful little palm tree bag. You are getting the My Sunshine chart. You're getting the wonderful fabric, the Ada 14 count fabric to stitch this. And you're getting the floss and the needle minder. If there were other things with this Stitch Quarterly, they are not in here. But you get everything you need to stitch that design. If you are interested in this, please use the word sunshine somewhere in your comment. Okay. This is a Lori Holt bundle. So we have the Flea Market cross stitch chart. This was gifted by a viewer. We also have Stitch Cards U and Stitch Cards X. I love, love, love the patriotic ones. And I am including some 14 count natural light Ada and also some white 14 count Ada, which I think the white would be great for flea market baskets. I did not look to see if it's big enough. I think so, but I'm not for sure. And I thought natural light would be great for the stitch cards. So basically, you would just need to gather up your floss and get to stitching. If you're interested in this Lori Holt bundle, use the word market somewhere in your comment. All right. Next up, we have a quilty giveaway. This giveaway includes this Fat Quarter bundle. This is the New Beginnings from Riley Blake. And then you're going to get the waterfall pattern. This is only the color fabric for this. You would still need to get the background border and binding as well as backing. But you do get the wonderful fabrics for this. This was from a recent sew sampler. And then I'm also including 4 additional Fat Quarter Shop patterns. Not Today, which I just showed you. Bramble Blossom, also just showed. And then we have Fetch and On the Boardwalk. If you are interested in receiving this, use the keyword waterfall somewhere in your comment. A generous viewer sent some of the Cottage Garden Samplings Fabulous House series. Can't think of words. And I am giving the whole bundle away. So we have Log Cabin, Haunted House, Fairy House, Tree House, Hobbit House. I love that. Obviously it reminds me of Lord of the Rings, but we also have Cottage. I love the colors. Greenhouse, which is probably my favorite. I just love this one. And Castle. If you are interested in this bundle, use the word house somewhere in your comment. Okay, and finally we have one more quilty bundle. For this one, we have another recent sew sampler pattern, the cheerful pattern, and then also it's a Lori Holt one. Cheerful Peace and Plenty 10-inch stacker is what the fabric is. And again, you would need background, inner border, cornerstones, outer border, binding, and backing. It tells you everything else that you would need, but you do get the 10-inch stacker for this, that's how Sew Samplers work. And then I'm gifting some additional patterns. I love Family Reunion. We also have Beechwood. And then I have 2 more smaller ones, Hullabaloo and 2x2. Frank is getting on my last nerves. So if you're interested in this bundle, use cheerful somewhere in your comment. I am completely caught up on sending out giveaways that I've heard from winners. So if you think that you have contacted me and you have not heard back from me with a tracking number, please reach out to me again. I think that's it for this week's update, friends. Thank you as always for joining me for another video. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. Have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. Let me know, how's your Nashville Needlework Market stitching coming along? And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Today we're going to do a special. Okay, decorating is done. Supper is done. So, giveaways. So, winners from Flosstube 107. Actually, wow, there's a really loud sound outside. I wonder what that is. I feel like I need to go look. Yeah, I'll be right back.